Contempt of court retold. The chamber glared at the assembled humans. The crowd was far from impressed. In total, the violations number 117. At least 64 of them extremely severe, the judge announced briefly, clearing his throat. You displayed total disregard for galactic law. We didn't even know there was galactic law, the Terran delegate protested, before being hushed by his assigned public defender. Ignorance of the law is no defense, the judge replied, straightening the stack of papers before him. For example, multiple, unregistered and unauthorized visits to your moon, 22 counts in total. How were we supposed to know we had to file paperwork to visit our own moon? The delegate shot back, earning gasps from the gallery. Your own moon, the judge repeated, several eyebrows rising at once. Every species may only lay claim to their homeworld. That's common knowledge. It isn't common knowledge to us, the human said, and the judge chuckled. Again, the judge continued, ignorance of the law. How can we not be ignorant? The human blurted, forcing the judge to glance toward the defense. Such interruptions will not be tolerated, the judge said coldly, flipping a page. Additionally, you stand accused of decades' worth of noise pollution. Noise pollution? You mean the radio signals we sent out to contact life beyond Earth? Exactly, the towering judge confirmed. A dreadful racket. You mean you heard them? You could have reached out and told us about these laws. The human's voice cracked with fury. Ignorance. We understand, the human snapped. What else are we guilty of? Tampering with regulated orbits, interstellar littering of obscene material, and many cases of blatant alien face. Audience visibly recoiled. Alien face, the human repeated. Yes, crude, offensive depictions of alien races in your entertainment, akin to your world's blackface, the judge said with venom. One cannot expect better from such primitives. The human sagged, exhaling heavily. So what happens now? He asked while the defender shifted uncomfortably. For the sheer scope of these crimes, your planet will be seized, the judge decreed. Of course, the human muttered. Most of your people will be confined for generations, forced to repay the penalties. Naturally, the human said flatly. And finally your appointed leader, that is you, will manage all the paperwork. The judge smirked. And there will be mountains of paperwork. The human glanced at his kin, then raised his eyes. Just to be clear, he said slowly. Your ruling is absolute. We can't just shake hands or tentacles and agree to do better now that we know the rules. This galaxy has laws, the judge said stiffly. There's no room for your undisciplined savages. The human smiled thinly. That's enough, he whispered, tapping his ear. Explosives blew the doors from their frames, hurling fragments across the chamber. Aliens of every kind dropped to the floor as armed humans stormed through breaches in the ceiling and walls, overpowering the feeble guards in moments. The judge slammed his gavel again and again, but the chaos drowned him out. What is happening? He roared. A sneak attack, the human mocked. But you didn't file for a sneak attack, the judge wailed, voice breaking. Well, the human grinned. Ignorance of the oh, just shut up, the judge muttered in defeat. The demons of humanity retold. And we endured it all, quietly and politely. We repeated our worn-out mantra that humanity must rise above, and so we became the galaxy's running joke. Then Ambassador Chen stood before the council, clutching a photo of his daughter. His voice cracked as tears ran down his face after yet another appeal was denied. The delegates pointed and laughed. They didn't know. His daughter had suffocated in the wreckage of a mining station. Bombed by pirates, the council refused to punish. They laughed. We did not. That was when the first fractures appeared. When humanity begged for help during the Nervi raids. Citing treaty obligations, the council only sent observers. Our outer colonies burned. Thousands died. The observers wrote reports and earned medals for their detached, non-interventionist analysis. When Ambassador Franklin condemned the hypocrisy, he was silenced. Delegates jeered. Their laughter froze. Though when Franklin slammed his head on the desk, in raw frustration, still we smiled. But now, that smile carried nothing warm, only a warning. Senator Arcade tried once more, urging restraint. We are not weak. We are choosing kindness, he said. The chamber erupted in laughter. He shot himself a week later, leaving a note. They laughed when I said we were kind. Now they'll see what happens when we are not. The galaxy barely blinked. They called it a human flaw. They mistook kindness for frailty. They mistook manners for cowardice. They mistook restraint for surrender. They never studied us. They never learned how much strength it took to cage our demons. They didn't understand that humanity, a race baptized in trenches, camps, and mushroom clouds, had chosen mercy instead. To them we were a harmless people. Forgettable, harmless, species, too polite to matter. We withdrew with contempt. Then came the breaking point. Herodi Theta, a young colony of artists, teachers, families, was annihilated. The Serera fleet struck. Without warning, without mercy. Afterward they claimed it was a mistake. For weeks, their channels broadcast the slaughter. Parents holding children as fire consumed the skies. 6 million lives ended in an instant. This time no protests, no speeches, no appeals, only silence. Earth broke all contact. One final message reached the council. We are grieving. The council sneered. They thought it weakness. They laughed. And we did grieve. But we also prepared. The first sign came when the human warship Vengeful Dawn appeared over the Curie moon of Uth. No warning. No demands. No speeches. Just tungsten rods falling like thunderbolts, turning glittering cities into rubble. No survivors. 3 more Kaari worlds followed within days. Each erased with the same merciless precision. The runes launched a fleet to teach us a lesson. It vanished in the Perseus Nebula, leaving behind only wreckage and one human drone, repeating a message. You should have left us alone. The galaxy panicked. Pleas for peace poured in. We answered with silence. We were finished talking. The Furian fleets tried to force surrender. Their homeworld skies darkened as our ships unleashed sunfall rays, focused starlight burning their capital to molten ruin in minutes. For every colony lost, we erased 10. For every child murdered, we burned a city. No restraint, no hesitation. The mask of courtesy was gone. What remained wasn't madness, wasn't rage. It was cold, measured retribution. The galaxy had awakened what we'd buried. Our demons, forged in blood, honed in camps and seared into history. We had hidden them beneath kindness. But the council dug them up. And the galaxy recoiled at what it had unleashed. Years passed. Empires collapsed. The council became a relic. Human vengeance had no equal. They begged for mercy. But humanity's supply of mercy had long been spent. Then it stopped. Our fleets withdrew. Our final message was brief. We will not harm those who do not harm us. We tried to be kind. You taught us otherwise. And we disappeared. No war, no trade, no talk. Only silence. Now the galaxy watches Earth from a distance. Parents tell their children, be kind to humans, or they will remember what they are. End of tale. Special thanks to our T5 patrons. Casper Arnholtz, John R. Croton, Vori050, Drag Zoom Re, and Elijah Silvercross. Thank you sincerely.